our next guest, you may have seen him on Smallville, Being Human, and currently on ABC's Once Upon a Time. I'd like to bring out Sam Witwer. Pretty good. Have a seat. So thanks for joining us today, Sam.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
So how are you enjoying the con so far?
So far, so good. It's been very busy. Smaller cons are fun because you can actually talk to people as opposed to just, have them come through the line and sign and goodbye type thing. So, but it's been a lot of talking.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
If you like to talk.
Sure.
Yeah?
Right.
Do you go to a lot of cons?
Not recently, but I try to whenever I can.
Do you have any weird stories from cons?
Not really, no. Not really weird stories. No. I know everyone wants to say that someone made you sign their breast or something, but no, not really. Sorry.
Well, I'll make you do that for me later. How's that?
Fair enough. You'll be my first weird story.
All right, cool. Yeah. I'm glad to help you. So you've been in a lot of sci-fi fantasy shows, Battlestar, Smallville, even Walking Dead, Being Human, Once Upon a Time, and Star Wars voice work. Are you a big fan of the genre?
No, I hate it.
I kind of got that impression that you were just kind of going through the motions.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I faked my way through the whole thing. I'm a fake geek girl.
I can tell. Do you have the Star Wars tattoo, but it's misspelled?
Pretty much, yeah. But it's a tramp stamp. Yeah.
We'll look at that later after you sign my breast.
Sweet.
So when auditioning for these shows that you hate so much, compared to auditioning for more mainstream dramas, is the audition process any different?
Same audition process. It's just that not everyone knows how to pronounce Caprica.
Yeah.
That's actually a real thing. They said, oh, you were the one guy who knew how to pronounce Caprica. I'm like, well, sure. So hire me.
That worked?
Yeah.
So they didn't look at you and be like, for Being Human, you look like you'd suck blood, or, give us a blood-sucking vibe, or a kill Superman vibe.
I had a very disturbing conversation with Anna Fricke, who was the showrunner for that. And she said, the reason you were hired, right? I'm like, no, why was I hired? She's like, because you were the only actor who convinced us that you'd killed someone. I'm like, thanks, I think. Thank you. And she's like, no, I don't mean it like that. She was like, we just saw a bunch of people. There was a scene in the audition where Aiden says to Bishop, he goes, I'm not back, Bishop. And she goes, no, everyone, remember that line, I'm not back, Bishop? Everyone was going, I'm not back, Bishop. I'm not back, Bishop. I'm not back, Bishop. They were just there was nothing behind it. And I was like, I guess the way I said, I'm not back, Bishop. She's like, oh, he killed someone. Sure. For sure.
Yeah, that first impression of I'm back, you sounded like Keanu Reeves a little bit. It's like, dude, I'm back, Bishop. I'm not back.
I'm not back, Bishop. The FBI is going to pay me to learn how to surf.
Love that line, because it's like, I'm pretty sure you already know how to surf, pal.
Yeah, pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So when you were cast on Being Human, to go back a little bit, did you watch the UK version at all, or did you avoid it? Or
only the first episode, and then after that, we avoided everything that the British series was doing until we were done shooting our first season, because we didn't want to. It would be impossible to watch a show that good and not have it influence the way that you approach the material. So we stayed away from it, and then after season 1, I bought everyone the box sets, and we just binge watched it.
Did you?
And enjoyed the hell out of it, by the way. Love the British show.
Definitely.
If you haven't seen it, go see it, for God's sakes. Must see.
Definitely must see TV. And you've done a lot of voice work as well. And you were also, should I call you Starkiller? Because you were like...
It's best that you always call me Starkiller.
All right, Starkiller. Which characters did you enjoy voicing the most in the voice work with Star Wars?
All of them.
All of them?
Every one of them. No, I mean, it's Star Wars, and I'm a big fan of that. So having any opportunity to do any Star Wars character is just, it's way too much fun. It's way too much fun. To the point where when we were doing Force Unleashed, me and David Collins actually got yelled at by the director because we were getting a little bit too excited. We got a little bit too involved, and we're talking too much when we shouldn't be talking. And he's like, guys, shut up. So, but yeah, all of it. The only thing about it is that Star Wars things are tricky and risky, and if you get them wrong, then you will have earned the fans' ire for the rest of your life. So that's the only trick. Is it's a little bit of a tightrope walk. But if so far I have avoided being in the firing line of the fans.
Well, if you could pronounce Caprica, you could probably pronounce a lot of the Star Wars terms.
Kashyyyk,
absolutely.
Wookiee home planet, man.
Now you did the Emperor. Could you give us a little Emperor?
Sure. Do you have money? No, I'll do it.
Yeah, I do. I got $3.
Your feeble skills are no match for the power of the dark side.
Wow. I was going to do my impression, but no, not after that.
Don't worry about it.
No. And I understand you're also in a band. You have a band?
Yes, it is. A band. It's a band. We play music.
Music. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about this band. Where can they listen to you, find you?
Well, it's weird to talk about because it's my own little hobby project, right? I mean, I'm not doing it. Weirdly, I'm not doing it for it to be heard by anyone, but at the same time, I am putting it out. So that's a weird contradiction there. I must be some sort of liar. But I mean, okay. So the first album, I mean, it came out 12 years ago. It's called Colorful of the Stereo. The band is called the Crash Tones. And you can find it on iTunes or Spotify or Google Play or whatever. But this is what I do in my spare time when I have time. And this is a way to be creative that has nothing to do with, some sort of economical incentive or, it's just being creative, purely being creative and being creative for fun. And so this new album, the follow-up to the 12 years ago album or whatever, however, I can't do math. Is that 10, 11 years? It'll be 12 by the time I come up with the next one. But it's almost done, and I've been working on it for a few years, and it's a lot weirder than the first one. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I'm trying a lot of things that I've never tried before. I've never written a duet before, so that'll be interesting. Sort of this weird James Brown tune meets Trent Reznor. It's kind of like the James Brown Halloween special with I think some really good vocals coming from some guest artists and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's me messing around.
Well, it's probably great to do something that, as you said, doesn't have an economic thing. You don't have to worry about, do people like it? Do people not like it? You like it, and that's enough.
Yeah. I mean, the idea that anyone listens to it at all is it's weirdly exciting for me because, I mean, for me, the music thing was something that I did in high school and I really enjoyed, and people would come out to shows and then you'd be at Burger King and someone would say, "Hey, I saw you at the show last night. That was awesome." And that was cool. That felt really good. So it's that on a slightly larger scale, I suppose. So yeah.
And the guy at Burger King just sounded like Keanu Reeves. It's like everyone you meet, Keanu Reeves.
I grew up with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, he was. I kept bumping into him. Well, weirdly enough, that way of speaking, I come from the Midwest, and so the Chicago accent is something that people all think they know. The Bears and all that stuff.
The Bears.
The Balls. Yeah. But it's actually there's also other types of things that get into people's mouth, and somehow the Keanu Reeves thing was spread around in my high school. I don't really know how that goes. Like, I get when, like, my buddy, I have a buddy who's a cop, and he sort of grew up talking like this and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, that's a little bit Harrison Ford and John Wayne, but then they're also from this area, so that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the hell we started talking like Keanu Reeves, but we did. All of us. Everyone.
I do it sometimes, too.
Well, we should.
Whoa.
Well,
Anyway, we actually talk a lot about cosplay on our show. You've probably seen a few cosplayers.
No.
You've never seen anyone dressed up in something that you might not consider?
No.
You should check it out sometimes. Sometimes you'll see people dressed from Star Wars, which you apparently like.
Right. That's crazy. You're talking crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never seen this? Oh, you're sheltered.
Kapla, bro. Yeah.
So, what do you think about these cosplayers? What do you think about the whole hobby? Are they like mad scientists, or
They certainly make the cons more interesting and more fun. They get to walk around and be uncomfortable so that we can stare at them and go, "Whoa, cool." Which is not a Keanu. That's a more of a genuine from the heart. Whoa, wow. The FBI is going to pay me to learn how to surf. You know? It's more honest.
So, if you had an opportunity to come to a con and cosplay, who would you cosplay?
Clearly, Aiden Wade from Being Human, right? The guy who dresses just like me. I don't know. I have the jacket at home, by the way, the Being Human jacket. I have it at home. I've actually worn it to an audition and no one gave me crap. It's just, I don't know.
Well, it's not that, like, it's not like
That's
you
a leather
wore...
jacket, right?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's fine.
It's not like you wore, I don't know, armor. You know, if you showed up in Stormtrooper armor, they might be like...
yeah. Is that right for
I don't
this
know
role?
that that's quite fitting with this Mary Poppins reboot.
Yeah, not so much. Not so much. But I've actually always wanted a Stormtrooper armor set at TK, and that would be fun to walk around in a...
Talk to the guys in the 501st.
Yeah.
They'll show you what to do.
Well, and Anovos puts out some really good stuff, too.
I have some of their jackets, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the leather jacket. Not from Being Human.
No,
Sorry.
you're talking
Well,
like Starfleet jacket.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, well, I think I'm getting the sign that I have to wrap this up, so I wanted to find out things about, like, your favorite ice cream and stuff. We usually ask that. Quick, favorite ice cream.
Mint chocolate chip?
That's good. Hey.
Right? Come on.
Favorite cartoon growing up.
Mint chocolate chip? Right?
Yeah. That is your default answer for everything. What would you like to be
Mint
buried
chocolate
in?
chip? Right?
There we go.
Wait, what? What's going on? What?
Quick, last question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I mean, invisibility. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know. Look, I'm an actor, and so sometimes you get attention and stuff, but I'm very uncomfortable with that. I got into
Wrong
acting and
business?
stuff. What's that?
Isn't that the wrong business for?
Totally the wrong
Yeah.
business. Yeah, I've had girlfriends when they would be like, "Oh, let's go to this thing," or one in particular wanted to put together like a party over some film that was coming out that I was in, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And she's like, well, you have to get used to it. This is your business. And really, now that I've had 7 years to think about that argument, which was years ago, I'm in this business because I like stories. I'm in this business because I like figuring out how to tell stories and figuring out how to tell them well. I'm not in it because I want attention. Attention makes me very uncomfortable. So, anyway.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll give you...
leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that note, great.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's weird that you're saying this to me now as I'm... Yeah. Sorry about that. Mint chocolate chip. Was that a better answer?
That is a good answer.
Better answer.
Mint
no, but
chocolate chip.
I think that's probably why I said invisibility, because that would be cool.
You'd actually be amazed, or maybe not so amazed. A lot of people I ask that question to are like, invisibility would be good.
Yeah. Well, but they're like talking. They want to like sneak into like the chick's locker room and stuff like that. I'm coming from a much more pure place. Thank you.
But you could also sneak into the girl's
I would
locker room.
never. Might once, but that would never.
We've heard a few lies up here, but...
That's right. Everything that I say is half truth.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I think that we have to let you go, and
thank you
been a
very
pleasure.
much. Thanks for tolerating me.
Sam Witwer, everybody.